Every time you are feeling the feeling of anxiety of what would happen in the future, pull yourself back and remind yourself, what is the specific outcome that I would like to achieve? What we're going to talk about today, which is overthinking, and always think about the worst case scenario. And I'm going to take you through some steps that will help you prevent that. So again, whether this is a situation we're in right now with a coronavirus, or if it's you in general feeling like you are, constantly seeing the worst case scenario, right? Meaning that you are always overthinking, like this will happen, this might not go right, like I won't make it. Am I good enough? Like all these things fall into that category of you being too busy up here and trying to figure out, right? And we all have that from time to time, right? Where we overcomplicate things and we're trying to, solve everything with the same mind that created the same problem in the first place. That's probably one of my favorite quotes, by the way. If you're taking notes, I think it's Einstein that said that once. He said, like, if you're trying to solve the same problem with the same mind, the same consciousness, I think he's saying, with the same mind that created the problem in the first place, it won't happen, right? So that means that you need to get out of yourself, right? You need to get different perspective. You need to get coaching sometimes. You need to talk with a different person, get a different circle of influence, right? I'll put in down my 4 steps that I'm personally doing myself when I try to analyze and try to figure out, okay, why am I stuck in a certain situation right now? So what I like to do always, number 1, is that you gotta identify, right? Identify what is the specific problem versus what is the specific outcome you want to achieve. Oftentimes when we are uncertain, when we are overwhelmed, when we are overthinking, when we're thinking about it won't work, it's because we're not clear about what is actually the outcome we want to achieve, but also what is the specific problem right now that we are so overwhelmed about, we're so frustrated about, right? What is the specific problem? Because overthinking comes when we are not clear, when we're not aware, when we are uncertain about the answers. What you need to boil down, you need to be quite analytical in that moment there. So again, you need to be specific about what is the problem I'm facing right now, or is the uncertainty about I won't make enough money in my new job, or starting my new business, I'm gonna be earning less than I would do on my salary right now. It's gonna be, okay, for me to lose weight right now, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna face my insecurity. I'm gonna let other people see me being out of shape. Whatever it is for you, right? Up here, you're overthinking. You're thinking about the worst case scenario. What will happen, what might not will happen, right? So be specific, be clear about what is the specific problem that you're facing right now. What is the outcome you would like to achieve? And I'm gonna go more in depth when you go down here, further down here to step 3 here. But what is the specific outcome you want to be? So the first step here, I want you to be very, very clear about, okay, what is the problem I'm facing right now? And what is the outcome I would like to achieve? Then you move down to step 2, and then you start asking yourself, okay, what would actually happen if I take the chance and pursue that new career? What would actually happen if I'm going to the gym and try to get myself back into gear again? When you become analytical about it, you take all the overthinking away from it. Be like, fuck, that's stupid. Like I'll be fine. Like nobody will hurt me. Nobody will, punish me or not allow me to go to that area if I'm going to the gym, Right, okay, you can maybe go on a treadmill over here where there's not so many people. Good, then you start doing that. The key for you, when you start overthinking, when you start making it a big problem in your head, and there's so many different things, it's for you to become specific, it's for you to become clear, and it's for you to become rational, become analytical almost, right? About, okay, this is a low risk. What is the possibility of me gaining what I'm about to do right now? Go into that process and then become specific. Whenever you're not specific in something in the area, what would you like to do? Would you like, I just want to be happy. All right, what happened when you're not happy? Then you're not happy. How do you get yourself back on track again? I don't know, I just want to be happy. You gotta be specific and you gotta develop tools. Me doing something, me staying in the motion, me doing things, me keeping up with everything I'm doing every single day is making me believe that I will become something better on the other side of this thing here, right? If you wanna experience self-doubt, anxiety, depression, sit down and then don't do anything. I promise you, self-doubt comes in here, anxiety comes in here, depression comes in here. You getting out of yourself, you getting out of that overthinking, looking at it from the worst case scenario, it requires you taking action. As boring and as simple as it sounds, it requires you to do the next move. That's it, right? So if you demolish all those points here, I'm just trying to make it smooth and easy for you to understand. But what it all boils down to you thinking, you overthinking, you thinking about the worst case scenario, do it anyway. If you start going there anyway, right, and you saw, okay, it was not too bad, right? It was actually fine. It was not too bad. You start developing that belief and you start developing the calluses. So, I'll probably almost jump down to step 3, which is like you need to flip your internal thought. Meaning that you need to flip the meaning you're putting into things. So it's basically just what we talk about here right now. I lose my job right now because of coronavirus. Flip the meaning. Instead of blaming China or whatever, Wuhan or a virus or financial, whatever, blaming your boss, blaming someone else, instead of blaming and putting the power out to someone else, flip the meaning, right? Flip the meaning and then look at it from possibilities, right? You're always looking at the worst case scenario. Okay, you have anxiety of going to this place in your life right now. Get your body back into shape. Get a new career. Start a new business. Flip the meaning. Instead of you looking at what would go wrong, look at it from like what could happen from it. Just purely by changing that simple question, every time you're feeling overwhelmed, every time you're overthinking things, right? Every time you're doubting that, okay, can I do this thing here? Flip the meaning and say like, what could I learn from this thing here? What is the possibilities that I will gain from this thing here right now, right? And when you start doing that, you start changing. And now I'm jumping down to point 4. Now you start changing and rebuilding, right? You start rebuilding your thoughts by interrupting your pattern. So we all got thoughts, right? We all got thinking habits of way we're thinking, of way we're doing things, you know, and we always have what would you say, emotional rat holes and flavors we're going towards, right? Every time I get overwhelmed, I do X. Every time I get stressed, I do Y. Every time I get sad, I do O. We all got that habits, right? That we're going towards. So for you to start changing, you being overwhelmed, you overthinking films, you thinking and looking at the worst case scenario, you need to start changing and flipping and interrupting those thinking patterns. Every time you catch yourself in overthinking, pull yourself back. Every time you are feeling the feeling of anxiety of what would happen in the future, pull yourself back and remind yourself, what is the specific outcome that I would like to achieve? So if you're taking anything away from what I'm saying here, so what I'm saying, number 1, identify your problem versus your outcome. Specifically, what is standing in my way right now to achieve X outcome, right? It could be simple, right? The fear of rejection, the fear of being judged, the fear of not being good enough. What is the outcome you would like to achieve? Well, I want to be free, right? I want to have full of confidence, feel vibrant, feel good when I look in the mirror, right? I want to wake up and be proud and be an example for the people and my friends and family around me. Okay, good. Woo. So do you think like for you to go there, do you think you could overcome the fear of rejection? Maybe. Oh, but Simon, it still feels real and I don't really know like how to manage it in the moment. Well, again, like it takes time. Rome is not built on one day, right? It comes down to you getting an understanding, you developing altitude over yourself. Oftentimes we want sexy loopholes and tracks and hacks and all that sort of stuff, you know, and of course it is. This is awareness. When you're nailing those things here and you're understanding what is the question actually having down here, this is no more than awareness and things that you're thinking to yourself and then you then execute on. How do you shift and how do you raise your baseline? Elevate the identity, elevate who you are, and whatever you're trying to pursue in your life, whatever you're trying to go after in your life will just stick, right? It will just stick to you as a magnet. You will never ever fall back again here. So as again, raise your baseline. Talk to you tomorrow, lady. Have a great day.